2, 3, go. Yeah.
Once upon a time, in a country called France, there lived two groups of bad guys. They were each called the First and Second Estate. People of these groups were extremely rich, powerful, and they disagreed with the Enlightenment ideas. The good guys were called the Third Estate. The good guys were bourgeoisies, people who were almost as rich as the bad guys, the workers, and the peasants. The quiet peace of the old regime was broken by the French Revolution. The French Revolution was a great change in social structure and governmental system. It began in 1789 and ended at 1799. Some of the causes of the French Revolution are weak economy, weak leadership, the Enlightenment ideas, and most of all, the unfair treatment of the lower class peoples. On June 17, 1789, the first Revolutionary Act occurred. Emmanuel Joseph Sieyès successfully persuaded people of the Third Estate to form the National Assembly, make laws, and change France. However, the bad guys locked the National Assembly out of the meeting room. The angry people broke into the indoor tennis court and promised not to leave until a new law was made. This was his tennis court oath. On July 14, 1789, a group of good guys surprise attacked a French prison called the Bastille and killed several people. As the rebellion progressed, the Great Fear swept the entire population of France. The Great Fear motivated other states to join the National Assembly. A few weeks later, the National Assembly pursued the Declaration of the Rights of Men and of the Citizen. This guaranteed freedom of speech and religion and equal treatment to all men. In September 1791, the National Assembly made a new constitution that created the Legislative Assembly. The Legislative Assembly was a group that made laws and approved wars. This limited the king's power. When Austria and Prussia begged France to restore Louis's position as king, the Legislative Assembly declared a war in April 1792. At war, the Prussians threatened to destroy Paris if the people harmed the royal family members. So the Parisians stormed into the Tuileries and imprisoned Louis, Marie Antoinette, and their children. In September, the mob killed 1,000 prisoners, and this was remembered as the September Massacre. In September 21, an election for a new government was held, and thus the National Convention was formed. This abolished monarchy and declared French a republic. Now there were clubs for radicals called Jacobins. These Jacobins led the vote to Louis's persecution, and on January 21st, 1793, the king was beheaded. The leader of this Jacobin was Maximilien Robespierre. He tried to eliminate French's past according to his motto, Republic of Virtue. They made new calendars with no Sundays to disregard religion. Unfortunately, in July 1793, Robespierre became the dictator of France as he became the leader of the Committee of Public Safety. The purpose of this committee was to save people from their enemies, so the so-called enemies were either tried or killed. The period of Robespierre's era was called the Reign of Terror. Then came the Directory era that started on November 2nd, 1795 to November 10th, 1799, which was where 5 directors held the executive power. This French Revolution was inspired by American Revolution. Well then, what are some similarities and differences of these two events? Both circumstances include new constitutions and government structure. The difference is that the French's purpose is to create a new government, while the US's purpose was to break away from British. Thank you for your undivided attention.
Yeah. See ya.